Dave just keeps kicking the milk cow, you know. And I mean, you're not going to get away with that very long. So.
Well, let's look at the second part of Mr. Hoshang's concerns.
Right.
This is number 2. Should we choose to make team a quote sunshine-based organization?
Well,
there's so much wrong with that question. Where do we start?
Well, first of all, let me lean in a little bit. Dave, get a grasp. It's not your decision on whether or not you're a sunshine-based organization. There is a clearly defined set of rules by the state of Florida that determines whether or not you are a sunshine-based organization.
Well, now here's what they could do if they wanted to get out from under sunshine law. They could stop taking our money
and get out of our building.
And get out of our building. Thank you. I forgot about that. And they could also get out of our business. They could right. Stop influencing government to the extent that they influence government.
In the very beginning of economic development in Santa Rosa County, their thought was to be privately funded, to work together, kind of like chambers work together, the chambers of commerce. That was the beginning of it, and it just turned into what it is today.
Yes.
Actually, Jeff Miller was the one that signed on the changes. Don Salter participated in it. Ed Gray was right there in the beginning, 92, 93. His name's all over documents. And it turned into a taxpayer subsidy program. It was a little bit of money in the beginning, but
yes.
I mean, as we've chronicled here on the TV show, it's been in the $500,000 to $700,000 range a year for a long time.
Well, and it's a gray area as far as how you would actually define it. And you know, I never thought I'd get to say this on this show, but you know, I'm a history major,
right?
And I swear to God, this is exactly how the Soviet Central Committee, how they did business. This is the party is correct. Right. You know, the party knows the course that we need to take. We're going to come up with a 5-year plan. It's right. None of your business.
Don't question.
Exactly.
Don't ask us. And on top of that, we're going to take a portion of your earnings to make it happen.
That is exactly how the Central Committee of the Soviet Union operated.
Well, it just, you know, and look, ladies and gentlemen, this is probably going to wind up in 2 shows. There's so much stuff here to go over. But, you know, once again, you don't want to politicize it. You don't want to do what the elected officials of the county who are responsible for the taxpayers, you don't want to do what they've asked you to do. It didn't tell them to do it. They asked them. They had a discussion about it. Said, yeah, we think this will be a good idea. Let's do that. And you know, and then the second part of this, look, it's not the decision of an organization. I can't stress this enough. If you stand in the shoes of government, if you make decisions, if you make recommendations, and you receive the majority of your funding, that's the 4 big ones. Team Santa Rosa qualifies for being in the sunshine. It just continues to amaze me.
Well, he tries to talk his way out of that a little bit. Here's a quote. According to staff, the Santa Rosa County Attorney Tom Danheiser, Esquire, has not given team any written instructions regarding team governance or organizational structure.
Well, let's stop there. Find the next one there. But look.
Let's talk about what Mr. Danheiser did tell them regarding sunshine law.
He may not have
twice.
He may not have put it in right. Well, wait, he did. He did put it in writing. That's right. He did put right. He did put it in writing. I take that back.
That was several years ago.
He did put it in writing, and also he said it at a county commission meeting, with the cameras rolling and the microphones turned on.
Yes.
I asked the question: does Team Santa Rosa have to have open meetings? He swallowed a little bit and then answered the question correctly. Yes, they meet the criteria, and yes, they should have open meetings. So, you know, Dave, if you're watching, I don't know what you're talking about there, but you can get with Mr. Danheiser, and he'll be more than happy. I'm sure he knows off the top of his head the date that he said that.
Yes.
It was said
Yeah.
So I don't know what gives there. I don't know why. The only thing that I can see here is this is a person who sent this email to other board members. Maybe he's thinking if he tells them that, they'll believe it.
Well,
we know it's not true because we were
Right.
there.
Well, and he wants to talk about documenting the need to operate as a sunshine-based agency. There's nothing from the Florida Office of Open Government, he says.
Okay, well let's talk about that for a minute.
Let's do that.
I started in on that a good while back. Did take them a little while to to come, but I have an email, and it says the specific date that the Office of Open Government instructed through the state EDOs, Economic Development Organizations,
Right.
that they had to follow the sunshine.
Right.
So I don't know where he's getting that from.
Here's the quote. He quotes from what they got from that agency. Therefore, it is recommended that, and then it's number 6, the Florida Economic Development Council coordinate with the Office of Open Government to provide training to local government economic development agencies on the scope and application of 288.075 Florida statutes, which of course means we recommend you train these people so that they know where they fall under
Right.
Florida statute.
Well, look, it absolutely says, period, end of story, the Office of Open Government. I talked to Joanne Karen myself. We discussed this. They made their decision. They had their attorney. They brought the state EDO people in there. The attorney said, here's the rules of the road.
Yes.
The sunshine laws, and you need to, if they meet the qualifications. Now, there are some EDOs in the state that don't meet the qualifications. Team Santa Rosa does.
Exactly.
And
that's been verified.
well,
many times over. Many times
we've
over.
wore that one out. It absolutely it is a qualified organization in several people's eyes. Even their own attorney has told them that.
Now, there's a little bit of humorous stuff in here. Let me move to it. This is the entertaining portion of our presentation tonight. And I'm quoting again. Team Santa Rosa has a tremendous track record of economic development success. Why risk upsetting an organization that's bringing good paying jobs to our community to a less efficient and likely harmful structure?
Well, let me start at the end of that. Harmful structure.
Public oversight is harmful.
Yeah,
is what this
right.
says.
You're right.
Yeah.
The message is
Right.
that if the public has any say into this, then it would be bad.
Or representation on the board.
It just continues to amaze me, some of the stuff that is in this thing.
Well, and if you would direct me to the good paying jobs, I'd like to know where they are.
Well, it just I just can't grasp this, and absolutely, we are now out of time already. So
We are out of time.
as I suspected, this is
It's
going
never long enough.
to take 2 shows to handle this, ladies and gentlemen. So tune in next week for part 2 of the Dave Hawksing email. I'm Jerry Cooey.
I'm Deborah Nelson. Good night.